So I need to mark this shit.
Yo,
so.
I'm telling you guys right now, if I get to a C cup, I'm not fucking talking to nobody. I'm changing my number. You guys can have it though. Oh shit.
Wait, what?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Y'all just be
Putting
catching
us
us
on
like that as if.
Hold on, let me lubricate my throat.
That's always what he gonna say.
Yep.
He got something for that.
Who is he? Because we don't do
all
he.
of the he's.
We're done with he.
We are
not to
done
say
with
that
he.
we're starting with she, but I'm over it, bro. It's me and my plants
with
against the world.
he. I feel like there's got to be some kind of like hotline that you can call for support from other women who are fed up with he's. You know, like there's got to be a hotline. Like who do I call?
We should have gotten the DOD app.
Yeah.
But that means like, you know, but then you have to still deal with them. No, I just feel like it's over. It's canceled.
Hi.
How was your weekend?
Welcome back. First of all, we got to tell them what episode is it? 127?
127. We about to hit 130. I don't even know what that means.
Bruh, I'm really just looking down the line to 200 because I just feel like we're going to blink and we're going to get to it. And it's like, we literally are around the corner and it's going to be like we've been doing this for a billion years and I don't know what we're going to do. But
that's literally awesome. 70 weeks.
Yeah, I know. I just, every time I hear, like, we're getting closer and closer to 200. Let me bring it down. Closer and closer to 150.
Okay, 150. That's cool.
Like, we're not going to be there by the end of the year. That's like top of next year. Right? End of this year.
That's 5 weeks.
Yeah, top of next year, probably.
No.
You said 5 months.
What?
150?
Oh, that's 20 weeks. Shit.
I was
5
like,
months.
5 months.
What is it? Where am I? No, I'm just kidding.
Somewhere else.
End of the year, though.
I'm just saying, I'm excited for how many episodes that we've done.
Well, look at you with the clarification.
Okay. You know, that's all I'm trying to say. But welcome back to Mean Street Studios. We hanging in here with our team, of course, you know, for Harvest House holding it down. You know what I'm saying. We just chilling, living.
Clap.
We just got our snaps going.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Mike, you good?
No, it's fine. I just needed us to be one. It's fine.
Okay.
Tilt it a little bit. Sometimes you gotta tilt things a little bit so you can fit them
in the places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Come on, Jill Scott. Okay, go ahead on the mic. Go ahead, tell us about your weekend.
Oh my!
I saw you frolicking on the water.
We are in a prope.
Being so cute and sun kissed.
First of all, I am just a chocolate dream right now. So like, thank you 100%. For acknowledging that.
Way to be tuned.
Yeah. On Friday it was my dad's birthday, which means that Leo
Papa.
season has officially begun.
Brutal.
I'm over it. So
I feel like we could just fast forward right through Leo's.
To Capricorn season. It's great. No
First
further questions. No.
Well, my season has already come, so we could go. You could come next. We could just.
That's something that shouldn't have happened. I'm not happy about it. Anyway, but so essentially, what happened was my dad's birthday. So we went down to the house to do. What did we do? Damn, when was the last time we were in the studio?
A week ago.
A week ago. It was. What happened? Because
I haven't seen you for a while.
Did I talk about... yes, you have.
When did I last see you?
No need to get into details. It was like last week. No, because I had to take a COVID test before that. Did we talk about it last week?
Yeah, we did. But that was before my birthday. So I saw you for my birthday weekend.
That's why. Okay, we were talking about it.
I saw you in the studio, and I haven't seen you since last Monday.
Well, I mean, what do you want? My firstborn child? I don't have
yes.
One. So then there's that.
I do.
And I'll give it to you. And so we went to the house. We had an assortment of Chinese food.
Yum.
And some cake, some Costco cheesecake that was hella bomb with strawberries on
bussin'.
It. And you know,
apple pies be bussin', and that chocolate cake they got be bussin'.
Yeah, it got a little lit. I'll just say that. Got a little lit, and I was up at 12:30 talking crazy to Domino's Pizza. Just know that, okay?
Why? Was they fucking up your order?
Yeah, they messed with the order because first of all, my dad is like a psychopath and only orders thin crust pizza. Like who? Like you might as well just put the ingredients in my hand. Who the hell orders thin crust pizza? So I ordered another pizza.
You say you might as well just put the ingredients in your.
Yeah, that's what it tastes like. Shit, it's like beaten paper, card paper with cheese and such on it. And so then we ordered another pizza. They made the other pizza thin crust. I don't play that. And so we got about halfway through the pizza. And so we called and complained about it. And, you know, and then they brought another one talking about we need half the pizza back. And my dad, I have videos. My dad was so lit. He said, if they think they coming in here to get this pizza, I'm gonna wrestle their ass down. I'm like, yo, I'm like, yo, you're what? He said, tell him we already fed it to the damn dog. First of all, it was 1:00 in the morning, sir. Chill.
It ain't, and we good.
It was a lot to take in. And so then the next morning we got up and we did a family nature gathering.
Where
towards Mount Rainier. We didn't do any hiking because I'm not vehemently against it.
We learned.
Like shout out to Kia from Getting Grown. Yeah. She said, I am against hiking. I just feel like we should just let outside be out and the animals have their things. And I was like, sis, I'm glad you feel it. I'm just trying to let the animals have their things. So we did some driving and we stopped and looked at things. First of all, how the hell do mosquitoes be coming out in the daytime, bro? It's hella bugs.
They're alive.
It's alive, but it was just a lot to take in. And then I used a porta potty, which further confirms why I am vehemently against porta potties.
How did you get like tricked into that? That feels
well because I had to pee, and then we got to the gas station. It was like, oh, it's a porta potty, cuz. And so then I went in there and I literally was taking a whiz and I almost threw up while I was peeing. I've never done that in my life. I got out of there. I wanted to burn my thighs and my rear end and my pants.
Ew, did you touch anything?
No, I didn't touch anything. I don't know. It was moist. It was moist. It was very moist. I don't know. It was a lot.
She's about.
It was a lot. I just wanted to get out of there. I said, bro, we could have just
burn
pulled
your hands
over.
After the fact. Just like
I did. And I started throwing water all over my hands. I was like, bro, we could have just pulled over so I could pee in the bushes like a real woman.
That would have been better than that. Just pee outside.
It was so... I can't. It was so nasty.
Did it smell that bad?
Oh, it was horrendous. I almost bombed. Bro, you don't have a weak...
Whenever people tell me stories of things like that, I always think about my mom because she cannot manage smell. She's a very sensitive nose. Cause I think it's probably because she has like really severe allergies. Like everything like tickles her nose, ear. Like she can smell everything.
Bruh.
My mom literally can't do it. She would literally... nope, she couldn't have done it.
I literally almost peed and threw it up at the same time. What's the word? Threw up. What am I, Lil and Phil from damn Rugrats? I almost threw it up. Anyway,
okay, this is nasty.
Yeah, it was really bad. And so then we went home. Thank Jesus. Went grocery shopping with my mom.
Ooh, what'd she make us?
She didn't cook anything. No, she didn't cook anything because there was like hella leftovers. But she didn't cook anything. But with my mom, I'm the type of person, I'm the shopper that when I go to the grocery store, I'm in and out. I have a list. And like, we're not deviating. There's no need to tour. You know what the store looks like. We're not doing it. I know.
Be in and out, but I also love the grocery store. So I could just go and just,
and just hang out. No, that's not me. I like to get in and get out. We stuck to our list. We got out. I went home. And then I just chilled with friends for a little bit. And then the next day we went out on the boat. And that was fun. Went out with my best friend. That was very cute. I will say the water was very choppy. And so I was not very fond of it.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me that. You're like, I'm ready
I'm ready to get hella choppy because it's scary. Because there was literally a point where we were going and it was like, it felt like a...
Who drives the boat?
Keisha.
Okay.
She drives it. And so it felt like it was like a vortex. It felt like we were going to get sucked up. And I was like, ah! It was
but you can swim though. You good? You can't swim.
No, bro. I could do a float. I got a couple flotation devices. But that was that. And then I got home and I put on some film.
Slow jam.
Some film. No, I did. This is what I did. I took a nice hot shower.
Uh-huh.
I finished my salmon bacon sandwich.
Ooh,
with
that sounds good. Where that came from?
Lettuce. Oh, it came from Blue Water Bistro. But I took a hot shower and then I put on my oils and my muumuu.
Come on, oil.
And I took my little chunky ass to sleep. It was great. But other than that, then here I am, guys, and I went like grocery shopping today like an adult, and I got healthy stuff. I didn't get any unhealthy.
Mostly,
I got some little elote Frito type chips from Trader Joe's because those are bussin'.
I did really good when I went grocery shopping this weekend, and I got Oreos. So that was the one thing I got.
They're vegan.
They are vegan.
I got salmon and shrimp and meatless ground beef.
Okay.
I didn't get any other meat.
I got salmon and shrimp. And
ass.
No,
I got Brussels sprouts.
That's good. I did have meatless. I have meatless burgers though. to make for dinner at some point this week.
Oh, what color are they? Are they?
Oh,
like
I didn't get the Impossible.
protein?
I got they're like by Gardein. I don't know how you say that. It's like Gard.
Oh, wait, you went to the big people store.
I was at Whole Foods and I got them. Yes.
Yeah, it's crazy. Come on, money.
I don't know what I did this weekend.
A lot of things without me. How rude of you.
You did everything without me. You leave me out of it.
Yo,
what?
I think I kind of want to go running on Friday. Don't quote me, but go ahead.
I went today, so I don't know if I'll make it to Friday.
No, you gonna make it, nigga.
What'd I do on Friday? I had a little date night, and that was cute to put clothes on. And
Come on, clothes.
ironically, got dressed to be cute and went to get tacos, and that shit was bussin'. So that was perfectly fine with me, and had a good time. And then went to like this outdoor patio to hang with some friends after that.
Oh, friends. Huh?
You were not here, so kiss my ass.
Oh, wow. Whoa. That is
so
really
leave me out of it, and that was fun. And then Saturday,
eat ass. Yeah.
Oh, I was productive. So I have such a hard time.
Yeah, that's what
every
they
week.
call it.
I do. Shut up. I do not ever remember what I do on the weekends, but I was productive. I went and I was able to, get Angelina to come with me, but I had to go to my apartment to finish moving out of my apartment. I have T-minus 6 days to get the fuck out of there. I turned my keys in this Friday. So I went with Angelina to my apartment and I was able to clean out my entire kitchen, which took longer than I thought because it took me 2.5 hours to actually do all that, to like box up all of the dishes and like glasses and some dried food in this huge box that I'm going to donate. If anybody, because right now Goodwill isn't really taking anything. So if anybody knows like a place that I could donate like a set of dishes, glasses, like wine goblets, like all kinds of stuff, I would be happy to drop it off. So if you know anything, DM us because I have a ton. Goodwill is not accepting donations in a lot of places. Girl, the Goodwill got that shit in a minute. They are not taking a lot of dishes.
There we go.
Okay.
And sold.
Right. Okay.
And so
and
that's gone already.
so that was really pleasant. I have one more room left to go. I just have to get my bathroom together, which I'm going to do tomorrow. And then I will be completely out of there. Just got to like deep clean, because all my furniture is gone. Like everything is taken care of. It's just like, I feel like my bathroom. Also, I will have hella hair product for all of you natural girls who like, if you're open to taking product from me, I have a ton of stuff that I've used like one time, because I'm a product junkie. So I will like buy stuff, use it one time and like literally never use it again. So I have an entire bucket of product that I do not need to take with me to my new space because I obviously already don't use it. So again, jump in our DM if you're open to taking products. If you want to try some new shit for free, I will just give it to you. So you're okay. Talea said, me? I will happily. No, I'm dead serious. Like I don't need none of that shit. So I will happily give it to you. So that
sucks as a natural because it's like you spend so much money and so much time.
Bruh, I probably got
like on
thousands of
hella
dollars
products,
in
and you only end up using like 2.
Bitch, I use the same 3, 4.
Yeah.
I did try a new line that I do like. I can't think what it's called right now, but I will tell you next time I think about it. But it did have my curls on fleek. Like on my birthday, my hair was busting. And so I fuck with the products that I've got. But I will also tell y'all that if anybody wants to know, I'm happy to review products. I have a lot of opinions. But then me and Angelina met Kia after the fact because I felt very productive. We went to go get tacos from... y'all should, hopefully, y'all know, I don't know, I watch a lot of food things and see things on Twitter, but there are these fucking really good beef tacos called like birria tacos, and you dip it in consomme, like into that soup. And I have been like obsessed with finding somewhere, and I finally tweeted like, please, like Seattle, tell me where I can get this. And so a couple people put me on to a place that's in Burien called Tijuana Birria. I don't know how to say it because it's hella R's, but anyway.
Come on, Birria.
It was so good. I know. It's like BIRRERIA. Like it's like hella like R's right back to back. But we took the drive down there and it was insane. The person who told me about it was like, it's always busy. So like be prepared. We had to wait like 15-ish minutes to order, but then it took almost an hour for us to actually get our food. The line was out the door the entire time.
An hour for some tacos?
Listen.
You could have slapped a couple pieces of bread together.
Nah. They're like hella intense. They got all kinds of stuff. They're like the cheese tacos, so good. But the line was like around the fucking building the entire time. So whatever they got going, like the city fucks with it. Like it's some real deal. It was worth the time. Now that I know what I like, you can easily call ahead and order, so you don't have to do that. But I'd never been before, so I needed to like go to the place to like see the menu, ask questions. But it was worthwhile. Then we went to Kia's and we ate it, and it was worth every minute of the wait, in my opinion. It was worthwhile. I was sad I only got 2 tacos after the fact, because I was like a third taco would have been bussing. But that is fine. So I felt very good about that. It was a great day. And then on Sunday, I was productive and went and ran some hills outside with some pals to work out, which is why I'm so fucking sore today.
Oh, runner.
But I went ahead and went for a run again today, because I knew that if I didn't run, it would be worse if I wait. The soreness will only get worse. So I felt pretty productive, pretty good weekend all around. I'm ready for more tacos this week, though, but like that's for another conversation. So.
Definitely.
We can go together.
We can totally because we have a date.
We do have a date on Thursday.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Deal done. That's what we'll have for today.
Make him marry me. It's a lot. So no. So I came home today and I had like 4 packages, which I'm like, oh, so exciting. It just feels
I love it.
And they were all from Black-owned businesses.
Yes,
I think it was 3.
Girl.
So one was from the Closeted Ratchet.
Yes,
a shirt.
Yes.
And then I got some socks from the Melanin Gang, and they're hella dope. Follow them on Instagram at Melanin Gang. It's like on the socks they say, if you fall, get your ass back up. On the back of the socks, they're hella dope. And then I also received a package from Beach Buns, which is also another Black-owned business.
Send me all these links.
Yeah, super attentive. Like I talked to the owner, and she was like really like nice when I was asking her about sizing. And honey, okay, when I tell you them pants fit like Zoop. I got these leggings and it was like, oh, mama is ready. Okay, I was ready to twerk. So
come on, bust down.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get more like into my fitness and shit. So
working on your fitness.
Yeah, I feel like I should look cute when I do it instead of just like a sweaty mess like I always do.
You always feel so good working out when you have workout clothes that you like, because you like to wear them. I mean, also your style, it's already athletic, like hella leisure, but the more workout stuff I buy, the more like at leisure my outfits become. Like I did laundry today and I realized like all I wear is black, because like all I put on are like workout pants, like a variety of like cute exercise
My outfits are always
clothing.
very suggestive.
Well, because you got them titties that be tittying.
Well, I mean, it's not a thing. It's like people don't. I mean, you don't know what box put me in. Like, it's like, is she going to be like a tomboy today? Is she going to?
Are you wearing your lesbian wear today? Or
yeah, low key underneath. I was just like, oh, so a real bra today is kind of weird. I don't think I want to do that. So, yeah,
it's crazy. Well, shit.
Here we are.
Send me the links to all the Black-owned businesses. So I want some leggings that'll have me all snatched up too. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get snatched up while I'm getting snatched up. So let's eat it. Tell me what we're talking about today in politics.
Come on, this girl. We got. What are we doing?
Should we talk about it at the end, or we're gonna do it now?
Oh, now it's okay. Good. You do it.
Okay.
You do it.
So we have something coming up. It's a big treat for you guys. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
treat.
Yeah. So
I see what you did there.
From the people that brought you Black in the City.
Us. Hi.
Dun, 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 dun.
Your favorite locals.
Snack in the City. So this will be a video type of joint where we are tasting different snacks. There's a little bit of a sexual element to it because we're grown, right?
Come on, grown and sexy.
Yeah, so we're trying new things, trying local foods from local eateries, and eating it up, slurping it up. It's a great time. You'll find that on Patreon. And so we're going to give you some of our firsthand sort of reactions to the food and such, and then we'll also be shouting out local businesses
as well as reading
advice column.
Yeah, we'll have an advice column for
so
Snack in the City. So you all will be submitting your letters or questions or things you want us to talk about that can be a little more intricate than they typically are on our regular show that you listen to every Tuesday. We already have a couple. That's why they'll be on our first episodes, but hopefully that'll encourage more and more of you to send us, some listener advice column messages. I don't know how we describe that, but y'all get what I'm trying to say.
We're going to tell you what it is and what it ain't.
Okay.
So while we're snacking in the city, so look out for that. Advertisement is going to go out. I mean, when you hear this episode, you have already seen the advertisement if you're following us. So check that out. But we're going to get into politics right now.
We are. And we're really just going to
YouTube right now.
For YouTube for now. We'll see.
But we'll keep you updated. Follow the line. Follow the yellow brick road.
Right.
Follow the
breadcrumbs.
Yeah. Follow the breadcrumbs. Really?
Well, I don't want no brick ass.
Hey.
I like it to grab
a brick house. Listen to me. Follow the smell of the gumbo. There we go.
Well, that I can get behind.
There we go.
Okay. But aren't we just like freestyling today's episode? Because we have a lot of thoughts. We got a theme.
But it's hot as balls, okay?
It's really hot outside.
We're gonna give you a nice little kind of episode.
Well, short and sweet, because it's hot as shit in the studio, so we want to blast.
And I'm sweating on the back of my neck.
Got some popsicles waiting on us. The back of your necks, plural.
Yeah. Who knows what's back there?
Well, our theme today is, we need to protect Black women more, and we've been talking about
for
that
real. I'm
like
really
every
angry. I'm
episode
gonna get really
the
fired
last
up.
few weeks. And so the only thing in politics I feel like is worth discussing today, kind of aligned with that theme, is a story that's happening in Michigan right now. There are obviously some big things going on. There was a protest here in Seattle this past weekend on Saturday, as well as there's some wild shit going on in Portland. And I will absolutely jump into that next week, but I'm not going to give 45 any of my energy today. But I do advise that you all are watching and paying close attention, because it is very much so aligned with what I talked about last week. Like, it is terrifying what is happening with the federal government overreaching and overstepping into states and basically ignoring state rights, which is a really like strange sentence for me to even be saying, because states' rights is a very like cloudy, insidious way that racist, deep right-wing people discuss politics. And I feel very strange even saying that word, but it's like 100% a states' rights issue. And so please be reading and paying attention, because that's what it takes as a informed citizen to know what's going on, particularly if you live in Washington or you live in Seattle, rather. Like, Portland is just a hop, skip away. And so it's important that we stay tuned with what's happening in our backyard.
Completely.
But we will break that down next week. However, what I wanted to talk about today is in Michigan, there is a 15-year-old who has been incarcerated, a black girl, 15-year-old black girl,
Excuse me,
for not completing her homework. And yes, it is as obscene and asinine as just that sentence right there. There is really no logic behind it. There are I'll read to you the details, but there is no reason why it should have gotten to where it has gotten to. And she, at the time of us recording this, is still actually being detained in juvenile detention and will be detained until September 6th of this year, which is bullshit during a pandemic, which is dangerous, obviously, to detain a person in a space that's confined to people that she doesn't know, obviously, and putting people at risk. But I digress. Here's the story, right? Obviously, this girl is a minor, so the article that I'm reading is using her middle name as well as the middle name of her mother in order to protect their identities, because she's a minor. But essentially, they're in Pontiac, Michigan. The gist of the story is that Grace is the name that they use to talk about the girl. She has ADHD. She has been arrested and has been put in juvie before for assaulting her mother, as well as petty theft. She's also stolen a phone from school, that type of thing. But she has some other learning disabilities that's associated to ADHD. In general, it is important to note that she already had some kind of juvenile record, just to give it some context. But the last time that she got in trouble for anything was November 6th of last year. Okay. She was put on probation. And then she was incarcerated earlier this year in May for violating her. This is when she has been incarcerated. So she's been reincarcerated since May for not completing her homework, right? Essentially, her judge has decided that it is pertinent at this juncture during a pandemic to enforce her probation to the letter of the law. So essentially, not a letter of a law, just to her own discretion. So she is not actually breaking any actual active laws. So I want to put that out there. All that she did was be a regular teenager, particularly a teenager who has learning disabilities, like I said, who has ADHD, who is now being forced, like every other child in the nation, to learn from home. At school, she has special learning accommodation. She gets separate help, and she's allowed, more time for tests. She's also allowed to turn in her assignments a little bit later than other folks are, as long as they get done by the end of the term. None of that is occurring. None of the help that she gets in the classroom at school, those special accommodations, none of that is happening for her now that we're all experiencing this pandemic. So it's important to note that when we've got students who don't have any learning disabilities, who are clearly struggling to stay focused at school, staying focused on their homework because everything is now remote, it only it begs the question, or not even begs the question, it makes perfect sense why a person who has attention disorders and other learning disabilities would have a hard time staying focused on their work if every other kid is also experiencing the same thing. And they are not making, her school doesn't have the ability to create the same environment for her at home as she has at school, right? It's all stupid. Essentially, what happened is that Grace's mother mentioned something to her social worker about Grace not getting up, early enough for her classwork, or, just sleeping a lot. And the social worker took that upon herself to then go and report that to the judge, when the mom just made that comment basically in confidence to the social worker. But the worst part about that is that the social worker did not then confirm with Grace's school teacher, because once they did speak to the school teacher, the teacher said that she wasn't any farther behind or displaying any behaviors about her schoolwork that any other student wasn't doing, right? So basically her teacher said she's perfectly in line with all of her other classmates, but the social worker went ahead and said what she said to the judge without verifying to the teacher. And the judge decided to then enforce the probation, which the probation from November was that she needed to obviously be respectful, not break any laws, and do her homework and stay on top of her schoolwork, was essentially what the probation she was given from the judge. And let me scroll down to find comment. Apparently, the judge, her name is Mary Ellen Brennan. And she said she found Grace guilty on failure to submit any schoolwork and getting up for school. And she called Grace a threat to the community, citing the assault and theft charges that led to her probation. Mind you, she has not been in trouble since last November. It says, and she went on to say she hasn't fulfilled the expectation with regard to school performance. I told her that she was on thin ice, and I told her that I was going to hold her to the letter to the order of the probation.
But it's why do young Black girls always have I'm gonna make an example out of you? Dude,
why? And the most egregious part of it, and I'm trying to find the exact language, is that the governor, I want to make sure I'm not saying the wrong thing, that's why I'm scrolling, but the governor of Michigan has already said that they juvenile detention centers, as well as any other kind of halfway kind of house or situation, right? That they don't detain people during this pandemic, and they should be thinking about how to release people, whether they give them ankle monitors, whatever it is, if they don't need to be detained in these centers, particularly during the pandemic, obviously, to keep people safe. So it doesn't make any sense to me why you would send somebody into the detention center for no reason. Not turning in homework doesn't make sense when half the students in the country, not even half, probably all of them, are not fucking doing their homework.
That's not even a place, dude. That's not even. Why would you pick jail? Why would you pick detaining someone over other alternatives? She's a kid doing her homework. How many kids don't do their dude? I'm disgusted. I don't even have words right now.
It's seriously, really fucking bullshit.
It's dumb.
When she was brought back to court in May, so apparently this happened in April, so then she was brought to court for it obviously in May. They had her fucking shackled basically. So her mom was in tears, I don't understand why y'all are being so aggressive, as if my child did something violent to require that kind of treatment. She's still a child. She's 15 years old. And the worst part is now it's summer. So it's that was April or April, May. That's the end of the school year in Michigan. So it's y'all fucking mad about homework when school ends in 4 weeks. And now she's in jail now until September, a week. And by the time she gets her next hearing, it'll be a week after school starts again in the fall. So it's you're just further putting her behind when she already has she has enough to deal with.
And dude, it's
what's the point?
She already has learning disabilities. So school has gone virtual. So that makes it even harder for these students to learn. I can't imagine having to be in school virtually. First of all, I wouldn't be paying a damn attention. Secondly, it's just no, I need to see it. I need to be able to be in there actively doing the work. I just feel young Black girls are treated very harshly in school. And it's we're always being made examples out of.
Oh, they are. You want some stats for Michigan right now?
Yeah, give stats. Awesome. Actually, there was a poetry night that the collective did before everything went down. Mm-hmm. And I remember Rel B. Freed did a, was it a poem? Yeah, he did a poem about Black girls and how they're disproportionately treated in school, And I was yo, that's hella real. It was a very good piece. I recorded it hella long ago, but
that's crazy.
It's a problem. It really is a problem.
I just reading this just makes me really, really frustrated. So like I'm looking for those stats because this is a long article, so I was scrolling backwards, but then I saw the paragraph where it talks about like what like her like issues are at school. And it says that one, it points out that the initial days of remote schooling due to COVID coincided with the start of her probation. So it's like right when she got put on probation is right when her whole world got turned upside down, right? And her mom was already concerned who like that Grace already had nearly perfect attendance but have trouble without in-person support from her teachers. She apparently gets distracted easily and abandons her work, which are symptoms of her ADHD and a mood disorder which her records show. She has an individualized education plan that spelled out the precise support that she should be getting from school, which required teachers to periodically check in and make sure she was on task and clarify the material. It allowed her extra time, like I mentioned, and like all of that is gone. They really were upset. This all happened for a call that she was late to, essentially, that she overslept for, which is like really the most frustrating. Like, so y'all have never overslept?
Like, I've overslept as an adult.
You've never overslept, but because she's on probation, you're penalizing her for oversleeping when she's supposed to get, and then, okay, not turning in assignments, but she's supposed to get extra time for the assignment. So what exactly, like, are you penalizing her for? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
All I'm thinking about is the fact you're going to put a young black girl in jail with all of her circumstances and things. But Brock Turner's raggedy, white, clear looking, string haired having ass barely was even in jail for like, what, 2 minutes?
Okay. I found the stats. It says,
just so we're clear,
3 months in prison for being a convicted rapist, but I digressed. So it says from March 16th, which is when the Michigan courts began limiting operations to mitigate the spread of COVID, to June 29th, at least 24 delinquency cases involving youth in Oakland County, which is where she is in Michigan, resulted in placements to juvenile facilities. Of those, more than half involved young people who are black, like Grace, obviously. The numbers were obtained from the Oakland County Circuit Court. And it shows that from January 2016 through to June 2020, about 4,800 juvenile cases were referred to the Oakland court. About 42% of those involved black youth. Even only 15% of the county's youth are black. Black youth in Michigan are incarcerated more than 4 times as often as their white peers. Like, leave us alone. Leave us alone. And then also they add that kids of color are obviously disproportionately involved and impacted by the system across the board. And they're more likely to be arrested, less likely to be offered any kind of diversion, which is like any other option rather than prison or juvenile detention. And they're more likely to be removed out of their home and placed into some kind of confinement situation than their white peers. And that frustrates me the most because there's almost no person, and I would be willing to like bet my personal worth on the fact that I would be hard pressed to find any adult that has never broken any kind of law or rule in their teenage years, right? Like everybody has done something, whether it is drinking under the age, whether it's staying out past like state curfew, and many states have those for kids under 15 or 16, like all kinds of shit that people get away with, even shoplifting and that kind of thing, right? Like, but when you're white and you get caught with that kind of stuff, or you get not even arrested, if somebody catches, you know how many stories I personally know of kids getting caught shoplifting, and because they're white, the people in the store call their parents or have them call their parents, right? And they're able to pay for the cost of the thing or whatever it is. They manage it without involving the police because they're white. They deserve that kind of deference. They don't really mean it, whatever the case may be. But black kids, it's automatically, the police get called. And I'm not making that, connection to say that like stealing is okay, but it's to show that like white children are offered deference for their mistakes that don't follow them for the rest of their lives. It is not because black kids are inherently more criminal. It is not because black kids are any more likely to misbehave at school. It's that black kids are not given the freedom to be children. We don't get the opportunity to make mistakes, and it follows us for shit that it shouldn't. Like it's not important.
Yeah, because it's always this. Especially in America, it's always been this mentality from white people to be like, we're going to teach you niggas a lesson. Like, that's always been the mentality.
You in your place.
Everyone put you in your place. And so that's literally what you see with all these racist incidents. And you see it, they're going to do it to our children. They're going to make them feel inadequate, make them feel like they're dumb, make them feel like they're bad because of for whatever reason. And it's like, these kids aren't well, some of them are bad, but these kids are not, you know what I'm saying? They just need, what I realized in my school experience is that kids just need to have things that are relatable to them. They need to, what we need to hone in on, obviously there's not enough resources, like teachers are spread thin, but we really need to hone in on,
if y'all defund the police,
how does this child learn? How does the child learn? How do they retain information?
Exactly.
Some kids, you know, for me, I had test anxiety my entire life.
It's hard.
I was not good at taking tests. We could do a multiplication tables like test, and nigga, I'll run circles around.
Well, because everybody like that
minute
math.
I love that minute math.
Hell yeah.
But you know, that's because you know I like money. But it's like, really, we need to hone in on that and help the kids in that way. Like, kids that come from less than favorable circumstances, have learning disabilities or whatever have you, they should not be punished for that. They need help. Like, what, you think that's gonna make her do right by putting her in jail? Like, dude,
impacting her life, impacting her development,
come on,
putting her behind her peers. And in the article, it's a really long article with a lot of detail, which is really great. It they had a screenshot or like a fax of a letter that she wrote to her mom from the detention center, and she mentions, like, you know, feeling like everybody is passing her by, like she's already like going to be behind her peers. Like, she's well aware of what's happening to her and what the consequences are long term. And when the judge was asked for comment, she said that she made the decision to detain her with all of like her years of experience on the bench. And it's like, so
well, you need.
What is your experience?
I feel like you need to
tell you
bench it, but like out the courtroom, like you need to be a bench warmer for real,
right? Like for what? During
maybe
a pandemic?
You should retire, dummy. Like, that judge was ridiculous, dude. Like,
for what?
Ridiculous. That was not the answer to that.
Of course not. It isn't.
I'm disgusted.
It sucks, and I wish that Black women, Black children were better supported and protected, but we know that the system is not built for us or our children who look like us, which is unfortunate. I will continue to follow this story. I hope that maybe something changes. There's a lot of nonprofit organizations nationally, particularly ones focused around disability, that are like obviously outraged. Like, she's not getting the support that she needs. So why would we penalize her for doing precisely what we would know that would happen to a person that has her type of disorders? Like, we're penalizing her for something completely out of her control, which is quite frankly, if you ask me, I feel like it kind of borderlines on unconstitutional, but like, we won't get into that, but I digress. That was all I wanted to talk about based on politics. I don't have any solution. I typically try to have something to say, something that we can do, but there's nothing. There is a petition. Is it on change.org? Yeah. Oh, well, there is a change. Thank you, Jalea. There is a, come on, Black women to be knowing stuff. Go ahead, girl. There is a change.org petition that you can sign in order to help get her freed and let out of juvie, because she obviously doesn't belong there, right? So sign it. I'm finna sign it. Yep. Takes you 10 seconds. And if you got a few dollars after you sign it, donate to something too while you can. That's all I had to say. Talk to us about the other people.
Talk to her. So let's talk about on trend. Let's also talk about an explosion that happened on my Facebook.
Oh, goodness.
Mylanta. Oh, Mylanta. Okay, so let me tell you backstory. So
talk to these men.
Essentially, I have a part-time job, as you all know, and I'm walking home. I usually walk home from work with one of my coworkers. And we'll usually like stop and talk on the corner and stuff. And you know, it's usually like people walk by, some of them look a little questionable, whatever. Yeah. And so we're standing on the sidewalk, and this black guy, and I have to say black guy because it's important for context.
Right.
Black guy is on his bike on the sidewalk. We're on the sidewalk, and all you hear him saying is, I'm not stopping. My coworker is like pretty much in his way. So she, you know, moves out of the way, and then she says something. I was like, the fuck? You know, and so then he heard me, turns around and comes and is like, he's like, were you trying to what do you say? You trying to like show off in front of this white girl or some shit? And I was like, what?
First of all, get fucked
up. Yeah, literally. And I was like, dude, I was like, I was like, I don't want to talk to you. He's like, I don't want to talk to you. And he's saying he's talking shit, right? And he said, where are you from? He said, I'm from Washington, and black people here, we keep it real. He's like, pretty much, so take your ass back to Louisiana or wherever you came from. First of all, I'm from here, nigga.
Here, my guy.
What are you even saying? So he drives off on his bike, but when he's talking shit to me, I instantly like put my hand on my pocket because that's where my box cutter is at. So I was like, chopper style, nigga. If
right,
you wanna,
don't get
like, what's
with
up?
Me.
Like, you know, I got
that
a little
box cutter fuck you up.
Yeah, I was just like I was like, what's up? I wish I would have had a taser so I could be like, what's cracking? It's popping.
Really?
But I did get a little nervous about it. But I was just like,
because he's a lunatic.
Yeah, on a bike. First of all, you're not even supposed to be on the sidewalk, bitch. So there's that. And so, you know, I went home or whatever, and I was just like, you know, thank God for my safety, because I was just like, I did get a little nervous there for a second. That's why I put my hand on my box cutter. I've never, like, you know what I'm saying? I've never just so naturally just was like,
I need to protect myself.
Cut. Do you want to build a snowman? Because we about to make one today, nigga. So I go home and I was just thinking about things, and I was just like, my status said, after the Jada Pinkett Smith and Megan Thee Stallion situations, I've noticed that people have been normalizing violence against black women, and you need help.
Right.
That's all I said. Okay, I put this up at like midnight. Okay. So
the men's lost their mind.
Yeah, the men lost their mind. And unfortunately, it happened to be men in my family. So my brother gets on, is asking for clarification. My cousin gets on and starts talking like he normally does, whatever. And he said, I get the Meg Thee Stallion, but I don't get the Jada Pinkett. And so I'm like, okay. I was like, because people are saying that there's a certain way that Will should have handled it. And so the inspiration from the post was not necessarily the incident that I had just went through, because I saw a meme where Jada was, it was like asking Jada about what happened, and then there was a pistol that was slid on the table towards her, and I was just like, why are we normalizing violence? Like, obviously she's worked through this with her husband and things like that. Why are we doing it?
Business.
Yeah, and so then the conversation turned into, nah, y'all women don't want to be called out. Stop caping for a home wrecker. You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's like, no, she was wrong, or, you know, like, try. So
but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about violence.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, and my thing is, I tried to stop it before it started. Okay. I said, dude, like, this is not what the status is about. The status is purely about advocating for saying that domestic violence against black women is not okay. I don't care what she did. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you got into a fight with her, it's situational, but this should not be a normal thing. This should not be, oh, you want to have a hot girl summer, bitch, you gonna get shot. That should not be a thing. I woke up at like 7 a.m. to a barrage of comments. Like, people was going at it, and, you know, and honestly, I just stopped commenting. I said what I need to say, and I stopped commenting. I just let the fire explode, because as people, when we're talking about something, we're having a debate, an argument about it, stay focused, stay on topic, because what happened with that conversation was because some of the men were really saying like, oh no, y'all women don't want to get called out. If it was Will doing this with Keke Palmer, y'all would have all this. That, my nigga, that's not what it's about.
Not what we're talking about.
Right.
We don't make threats on y'all's life because you cheat, when y'all niggas do that frequently. Like, not saying that violence against men doesn't occur, but that is not the overarching theme. When black women make any mistake, it is like, it should be the end of the world. She should pay for it with her life. And that is the difference. Like, y'all are okay with people making jokes about ending somebody's life because she stepped out on her husband, which she didn't even step out on him, which I would like y'all to stop being so fucking sensitive and relax.
She was hella separated from her husband.
Right. Mind your business.
Right. It was messed up with the person that she did it with, given the way that he came into their family.
Right.
But at the same time,
she's not a cheater.
They were separated, and I'm sure that he's cheated on her before. So chill. And so I had to explain it's about the violence, because then when you start to change the conversation to convolute or whatever you do, when you start to do those things, now you look like you are condoning domestic violence.
Period.
And me and my brother had to have a talk about it, and I had to tell him that. I'm like, first of all, what the fuck, nigga, you embarrassing me.
Right, you embarrassing our family.
Like, you know what,
tighten up.
We had to have that conversation, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, dude, your argument was good, but it was just not the time. It wasn't the place. So because there's a lot of people, you know,
the wrong nuance.
Yeah, because I heard there was a few people that were like, yo, what's going on in Ciara's stats? What's this is that? No, it's just that people just can't stay focused in the argument. So that brings me to the Meg Thee Stallion situation.
Ugh.
She's finally listen, first of all, she spoke out about it on live.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna talk about Drea first, because Drea Michelle
making us all look bad.
is making everyone look bad. So this is the thing. She's on the radio show. I think she was on Joe Budden's? No, it wasn't on Joe Budden.
I think it was a Safari that he. I thought it was Safari. I don't know.
It was some
chocolate
people.
niggas is why
Yeah.
I think it was some chocolate niggas on some show.
Yeah, pretty much what she said was like, I predict that this situation was like some Bobby and Whitney type situation. She's like, I like that kind of love. I'm trying to leave. And niggas like, no, don't leave. And then he shoots me. I'm into that. Like, it was like a joke or something.
She said, I wish somebody would she said, I want somebody to like me so much that they want to shoot me for getting out of the car.
Well, I don't.
I'm sorry.
Like, and it's a thing is like understanding, like, we've talked about this on the show before. Like, the consensual aggression is fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're in women, you know what that looks like.
Some of that forward energy.
Yeah, that forward energy. Oh, you got an attitude, like
okay, what you finna do about
right,
me?
exactly.
What you gonna do?
So, but that's like consensual. Like, I don't want you to shoot me if I'm leaving and let me go.
Right. Nothing about that is.
Yeah, don't like copacetic. That's not okay. And so Meg Thee Stallion pretty much spoke out and she was like, bitch, that's not funny. Like, why are you making a joke about somebody getting shot by a nigga? And then all these dudes out here making jokes about that. We talked about this last week on the show, but really it burns your soul when you see the videos that have been coming out of Meg Thee Stallion. She did a live recently and she was just obviously, like, she was in good spirits, but not. You know what I'm saying? Not. Like, she was like, making jokes like, haha, I'm still that bitch, which she is.
That one curl was making me so mad.
Yeah, that curl, because it would not let her be great. It would not let her be great.
I was like, bitch, if you don't tuck that shit behind your ear.
Put it behind your ear. But it was just like a thing. She was talking about how she lost both of her parents. Like, let's not forget that Meg Thee Stallion has had a very crazy, like, year and a half. Like, she lost her mom and her mom and her sister and her grandmother in the same month. Over the course of like 2 months, she lost both of them. She also lost her father, but not this year. I don't know when he died, but I think it was probably before she became famous. But she was just talking about how, like, she lost those two people, and so she thought that she was ready to go out into the world and be around other people that she thought cared about her. She's like, I'm ready to give good energy to other people. They weren't ready to give it to me. And so by her feeling like, okay, I'm healed enough to be able to, like, try to live my life, even though, it's like hard. She, like, technically has nobody, in terms of, she has people around her, obviously, but her family, but those were her core people. Her mom was her best friend, as she said, and just really just being hurt. You could tell that she was just so hurt. She was saying, like, she didn't speak out because, first of all, she's like, I'm not trying to protect anybody, but she's like, nigga, I got shot. She's like, that's not something that you just run immediately to social media and
she tell y'all niggas about.
And that's the problem with most of you niggas today is you always want to run to social media and tell all your business. Bro, relax. Whether she never speaks or not, like, as long as she's okay, it's good, but it's really just so disheartening that she has to say that. Like, why is it a joke? Why is it a joke that she got shot? Why is that? Why is that a thing? Why are other women making jokes about that, dude?
I saw a post that was talking about, like, how it's, like, so disheartening that, like, we saw Meg come up so quickly in the last, like, year and a half, which is amazing. Obviously, as two Meg stans, we're on board for all of the hot girl shit. But they were talking about basically how, like, companies, brands, all kind of people hopped on the hot girl summer wave. Companies utilize that to sell product, all kind of thing, because she was trending so hard and was so mainstream, and literally no one had a fucking thing to say about the violence against her. No one was like there was no, like, concern for Megan. It was overwhelmingly and continues to be overwhelmingly jokes. So it's like, Black women, y'all can use us for, like, people are so happy to use us for trendy things, taking things from us, taking style from us, creating your own to emulate us, utilize our slang. If you're Megan Thee Stallion, you utilize your whole persona to sell your product and be trendy with the kids. But the minute anything bad actually physically happens to me, I might as well not even fucking exist. And there is no concern. And people are condoning the kind of fucking sick jokes that people are making online. Like, it's so clear that people do not value Black women in the larger scheme of things. And I hate to see Black men being like, well, I love Black women, or I don't do that. And it's like, that's not the fucking point. We're not talking about you individually as a person. And we're glad that you do. But we're talking about like society at large is clearly displaying who we value. And there's obviously not enough of you standing up and saying, we're not going for that. That's not okay. We don't accept that. Shutting those jokes down online. There's a dominant amount of people making jokes. Otherwise, we wouldn't fucking see the shit. We wouldn't see memes about this shit. Y'all are spreading it. Y'all are saying it.
And that's what, I was talking to a friend about this last week, especially after like the whole blow up on Facebook. And I was just like, you know what? Like, as a Black woman, I'm literally so tired. I'm like generally so tired of like what is expected of us and what we're expected to accept. Like, literally, like, it's what I see in, like, I can only speak for my dealings with, like, Black men. You know what I'm saying? And I'm always, at the end, I am a ride or die. Black men all day. Like, I am all about uplifting the Black man. But honestly, it be getting so fucking exhausting trying to be there for Black men that are not there for you. Period. It's so exhausting because it's like, okay, you done went through all these struggles with me and we fought in all this shit, so now I'm gonna make you my wife. Or no, this is what these niggas have to offer today, is they have to offer, I'm not gonna make you my wife, but I'm gonna give you my baby.
That'll work.
And that is your reward for going through all the shit. And then not only am I going to give you my child while you're pregnant, I'm probably gonna cheat on you, maybe publicly humiliate you, have bitches talking about you on Instagram,
maybe even get another bitch pregnant while you pregnant,
right? And then I might like try to fuck with your friend just for a little razzle dazzle, maybe
sprinkle of salt on that bitch,
sprinkle a little domestic violence on it, and then
you'll be worthy,
right? Speaking of, let's segue real quick. Speaking of niggas that just got the whole game messed up. Meek Mill's ashy ass.
What he said?
First of all,
what he said?
He gives a public announcement. Somebody said this so poignantly. He gave a public announcement about the fact that he and his child's mother, what's her name, Milano?
Yeah.
That they broke up, right?
Thank you.
And she's like, we've chosen to like raise our child separately and co-parent and stuff like that, and amicably and all that kind of stuff. She said, I felt like I needed to say that in order for, so people don't think that we're moving around funny on social media. Okay, cute, Meek. But the thing about it is you never really like claimed her like that.
In the first place.
So I don't know why you feel like we need to do this right now.
He wants to be able to fuck whoever he wants to. Okay.
And then she posts, she's like, I would actually never like address my private life publicly, but I felt the need to say that. Like, first of all, and then you didn't even clear the shit with her. Like, and that's the thing is crazy. Like, so you gonna get her pregnant. Like, first of all, get her pregnant and
act
make
like
it
you
official.
wasn't with her.
Right. And then after you have the child, like they're like on social media, there was a lot of memes from women saying, so she could have been single and child free right now.
Basically, because you didn't want to claim her.
You didn't really want to be with her anyway. You got her pregnant, dude, and that is so out. Like, obviously, we all have to take responsibility for ourselves,
her dreams,
but like,
and all kinds of shit. Fucking dreams and nightmares over there. Me,
literally.
Okay,
that's probably what he gave her. Dreams and nightmares. Like, and it's just like, dude,
over there talking about how you wanted Lori Harvey on your motherfucking wish list, but you got a whole bitch at home.
As if you could ever, with
literally
that hairline
could never.
And that haircut and your ashy ankles and lack of fashion.
Above him, but
I can't stand a nigga that got money but don't know how to
dress.
put himself together.
But
okay?
But style is not for everybody.
It's not.
Some niggas
honey,
cannot
it's
dress.
Not. Just shop
some
it.
people cannot dress. You can have all the money in the world, buy all the designer, and still have no style. Can't dress. But we have deviated from the topic at hand. Talk to us about how Tory Lanez is not shit.
Yeah, so that's the thing. But essentially it comes down to, we haven't heard anything from Tory Lanez. Obviously not surprised because it's obviously still a legal matter going on. Right. There's actually a petition. Petition by some of the hotties to send Corey back to Canada and banish him from America.
Go back to Toronto.
Yeah, bye. Like, literally. And this thing, I just started liking him. But my thing is, like,
I'm sad because I've been a fan of his shit.
Yeah, and I was liking him, and I was liking how he was hyping Black women up and doing things.
Right, but he was doing so good all quarantine. quarantine. You're right. He was the first one that was like,
he was really doing the lives.
Yeah, he was hype. Like all quarantine, had the good music, club quarantine. He was over there telling people to be quiet when they were jumping on. Who was it when he was like the only one that was like, first of all, y'all niggas need to relax on here. Damn, I can't remember what it was. But I was like, okay, Tory Lanez, I fuck with you. Get these niggas in line. Like, all this good shit, all quarantine.
Thinking he's an advocate. And it's just like, dude, you got to check that shit at the door every time. As black men, y'all got to check your dudes when they're being disrespectful to women. And thankfully, I can definitely say that we are both surrounded all the time by men that are, you know what I'm saying, that are for black women, that be ready to knuckle you buck for black women. I'm very grateful for the tribe of black men that I have around me. I appreciate it fully, but it's just like literally whether usually a lot of it for me has happened in romantic situations where it's just like, dude, like I'm out here. Like I talk to my therapist about this too.
Go ahead, therapy.
It's like, dude, it's like, how do I end up in situations where it's like, you know what, black man, you have such a hard life. Let me create a safe space for you to be safe and things like that, and to be able to tell how you feel.
And no safe space for me.
But there's no safe space. There's no safe space for me. And obviously, people's emotional intelligence is not always where yours is at. But it's like, my nigga, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, it's like, my G. Like, it gets so exhausting. Like, black men complain all the time, y'all don't support us, you don't have our back. But dude, it is so exhausting when we are not getting that back in return.
Come on.
So it's just, I just had to say that. But before I, start getting all misty, I
have one other thing to hop on with that, and then we can get up out of here because we said we're going to keep it short. The only thing I wanted to call out, because you're so right? We both have a really strong group of men that we surround ourselves with, which I'm always so happy to have, and we're surrounded by men who support and respect black women. But I think it's also really hard for men who are good black men in terms of how they support black women to understand the context of what we're talking about, right? Because they always want it. Men have a harder time, and I feel like I don't want to, I'm not generalizing, but I've had many of these conversations, and my general takeaway is that men have a harder time understanding that what we're talking about doesn't necessarily directly apply to them personally, and cannot separate themselves from the conversation, right? Like, I'm not talking about you, Jordan. Obviously, I've never had this conversation because Jordan gets the shit, so I don't have to tell this nigga any of that shit. But I don't have to be like, I'm not talking about you, Jordan. I'm talking about, this phenomena at large. And I think men need to understand that while, yes, I could be surrounded by men who love me, take care of me, treat me right. Like, my dad is awesome. Like, everything is Gucci. It doesn't mean that when I see things online, when I see the things that people say, that people do, that when I'm inundated with that type of information and energy, that it doesn't impact my existence, because it does. It is the same way that when we see violence against other black men, how it triggers all of us regardless of gender, but it particularly impacts black men because you can see yourself in the person being harmed. I want y'all to think hard about how that applies to you and understand how it applies to us in this frame also. When we see people talk badly about Megan, talk bad about other women, when I see my friends who are in relationships with people who don't deserve them, that treat them badly, I see me. You are disrespecting me. You don't care about my life personally. Even though I have men around me that hold me down, it doesn't mean that it isn't painful to watch that be the reality that I go into every day, and know that I could go out somewhere and some shit could happen to me, and a black man could be around and he wouldn't spit on me if I was on fire. Do you understand? But if it was a Becky, he'd be like, oh, leave her alone. Leave that girl alone, because we've seen many videos. I literally saw one.
Leave Britney alone.
Okay, I saw a video last week of a Karen literally attacking a black woman at a gas station on some weird, all lives matter, not masking kind of shit. And the black girl, rightfully so, as I would have done, put hands on her. And the black man did not do anything. He was watching it happen, right? The Karen disrespecting the woman in her face, all that shit. He didn't have a fucking thing to say. But then the minute that she put hands on her, as she decided to, he came to pull her off of the white woman. Like, so you weren't going to do anything for me but watch her accost me. But when I defend myself, you going to stop me and say, leave her alone. It's okay. All that shit. But like, where were you to step in to protect me? And I wouldn't have had to do that. right? Like I wouldn't have had
Exactly.
to if you use your mouth to speak up for some shit that matters. But I understand you don't value me or my life in this space. And that is what we're talking about. So take your feelings out of it and listen to the women around you that are talking, because
Right.
it's not about you specifically, the individual, because good on ya for doing things right. But that's not what the fuck we're talking about. It's not.
Exactly.
So get your feelings out of it. Please believe me.
I'm telling you, nothing makes my drawers disintegrate more when a black man defends a black woman.
Come
on.
on.
It'd be like, ooh,
Okay, Big Papa.
okay,
Yeah.
shit.
Do that then.
Aggression. Now that's the kind of aggression I like. Okay,
That's it. I just had to say it.
I saw this video of like a white man. He like hit the black woman. This black man, tore him up, tore him down, honey. It was zoop. And it was just, he was on the ground. And I love when black people are so the best commentators when there's a fight.
Hey.
This white man is getting trampled by this black
Bink,
man.
bink.
And all the old black people's like, stay down.
He kept getting up.
They were trying to help him though, like stop trying to fight him because he gonna really
your
get
ass.
you. But I'm telling you, that is one of the most attractive things is a black man fighting for black women.
Of course.
Because it's like, honey, if you fight for me, I'm fighting for you. Okay, what's up? Let's
To
fight
the end.
together. Where's our box cutters? Yes, I love it. But okay,
She said violence as a unit. Come on.
come on, whatever you need. Because I'd be like, because for me, like the minute in my life, if I see like any kind of like,
I'm popping off.
and
It ain't no
especially if it's from a
questions.
woman, I'd be like, from a white woman, I'd be like, hold
Relax.
on, what's going on?
Tighten
you know
up.
what I'm saying? I'd be ready to fight. But anyway, that was a thing.
That's
but
all we had to say.
I have,
Protect black women.
We did. I have 2 questions. We can only answer them really fast, and we're gonna do a local lookout and pop out.
Okay, bye.
So, one, do you think that Chris Brown is being too cocky by saying that he is not doing a versus with anybody?
Oh, he said that.
Yeah. I feel like
I think
honestly,
he's being
go
too
ahead.
cocky. The fans need it. Like we like are loving like being able to see our faves. I don't know
Right.
why you wouldn't do it. Like if anything for your fans.
Right.
If he's saying he doesn't want to do it because like nobody can compete against him, I feel like he should, relax a little
I
bit.
feel like he needs to humble himself. Like Chris Brown, we know, like you get your Chris Brown more than anyone gets his props. He gets it, and so honestly, I really feel like honestly he gets his props. So I kind of felt like that was in poor taste with him doing that because I watched the Snoop Dogg and DMX one,
I
and
missed
that
it.
was all love.
I
You can
watched some
watch it
clips
on-
though.
yeah.
I watched some clips.
You can watch it on YouTube. It was all love. Like Snoop Dogg was rapping with
DMX
DMX.
shit, yeah.
DMX. He was a little out of breath, but
He
but
a big boy. I'm glad.
and that's good. I think also too that it was interesting too that people were making fun of the fact that DMX got bigger. No, we
He's
want
old.
DMX to be bigger because that means that he's not on drugs right now.
Okay.
So
he's minding his business,
it's a good
aging,
thing.
getting older,
Yeah, it's a good
surviving.
thing. So don't be trying to fat shame him. Because we need DMX not on drugs. Like
That's real.
He is a cultural gem and he needs to be protected at all costs.
You're
That's all I
right.
have to say. DMX for life. So whatever.
Yes.
Um,
Question 2.
Yes. Question 2. Would you pick? This is a very black question,
Oh Jesus.
and I saw it on the Shade Room, but it's
I
real
think I know
shit.
it's coming. Go ahead.
Baby shower meatballs or fried chicken from the funeral?
Ooh.
Hard
Well,
question.
I can only actively personally answer and say baby shower meatballs because I've never had fried chicken at a funeral because I'm West Indian.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily have that Black American cultural like reference for that
Well,
personally.
you better be international, brother.
But like the baby shower meatballs I done had, and there's always somebody with a Burberry shirt on. So I've been.
Yeah.
And I've had the meatballs and they're good. So like
Yeah. I'm always
That's all
gonna
I can
pick
vote for.
meatballs because meatballs you can put all kind of sauces on it.
oh like
but-
the sauce you be making to kill us all.
Yes, special
Okay.
sauces. Yes. That's probably what made Friday night so lit. So, but I will say meatballs for sure. I personally don't really like eating at funerals because it just feels weird. It's like we're dying.
There's always
eating. It's like this person's dead. We eating, and it's like
Because we
I don't
celebrating
know.
their life. It's a party.
It always felt awkward. I don't know, but I definitely picked the meatballs. Love balls of meat.
Shit, I'd be fucking that chicken up. I would.
Man, my stomach is like, you about to do something.
I'm an emotional eater though, so like, well,
I'm just like an eater. Like, I'm just like, whatever. If it feels good on my tongue, I'm eating
let's
it.
do it.
Yeah.
So stupid. Local
lookout.
Clown.
So shout out to DJ Nayrum.
Okay, come on, Nayrum.
Yes, our local like Seattle people. Y'all all know who he is.
Yep.
He's always spinning that Red Lounge when outside was open. He has a new joint out
outside.
called Waiting Outside.
Ooh.
So check that out wherever you can listen to music, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever. Support him. He's great guy.
Waiting outside,
and it's really good. It's very vibey. Like, this is something that you want to listen to when you just on the porch, you know what I'm saying, with your girls, on the patio with your guys,
okay,
whoever, just with your people, just, you know what I'm saying, vibing out. Like, you know, picture it. Summer 2020 on the balcony, on the roof.
Sicily, 1942.
Right. Picture it, my nigga. You know, you just having some ciders with a little alcohol because that's your business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just grooving to this tune. So check it out, download, support Black artists. And that is all I have to say for this weekend. Thank you for listening.
You know, make sure you keep an eye out for a little snack in the city.
Yes, it's
coming
this
week. Make sure you tune in to see our top secret content. Okay.
Yes.
But with that, you know what I'm saying? May the tummies get flatter and the booties get fatter, and we'll see you later this week.
Yeah. Oh, did we say the prayer?
I literally said it, but you weren't listening because
okay. Don't yell at me. It's a lot.
I said it by myself because you weren't listening. So.
Brother, a lot just happened.
Watch,
in my
Talia
phone.
probably still recording because she wants to catch us.
First of all, don't yell.
She's still recording.
Oh.
I knew it. I was like, I know she's
hard.
still recording because she wants to catch the shit. But like.